Hi there, YouTube and makers, and welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. Today, we've got a bit of a item or package unboxing to look at some tools that I recently acquired. So, let's get started. Let's see what we have here. It is a soft package, and it is a vintage tool. So, whenever possible, I will make sure that in the links below you'll be able to see the tool and know what to get along with these kind of unboxings. So hopefully one way it'll work is that as we get to a part of the build, you'll see the tool, we'll do the build, and then before the next build segment comes up, we'll do a little video and kind of say, okay, what additional measuring tools or cutters you may need, so that before that video gets posted, you're able to source the tool and get them. Okay, so it is, I can already tell, a Starrett tool from the red packaging. This one's going to be an open box and out of the box one. So, there you go. So, these are old Starrett. Some people call them calipers, but I understood them to be like more like a kind of a compass. So it is it's for an outside measurement. So oh, it's nice, brand new. This is not showing which model number it is, but it is in current production and available. So I'll be sure to put the information. I think that's 3-inch. So what this is great for is transferring measurements. So here I have one of the jaws for my Shoreline 3 jaw chuck. So let's say you've got it fixtured and mounted up, and the measuring tools that you have can't get quite into it and measure it from your lathe or your mill. So you'll want to sometimes transfer the measurement. So like on this one, it's for an outside dimension, exterior dimension. So have that in there. You kind of get it in there by feel. You'll know that when it's there by feel. You'll move it up and down, feel it slide. There you go. And with that, you can take that dimension and measure it away from the piece. So, or let's say you've got it mounted in your mill or your chuck, and you do the measurement rotation. And I probably mentioned this before, but let's say that you're doing a lot of rotations to move something, and you lose track if you're on 5 rotations of that handle, or 10 rotations, or 15. It's nice to have something that you can quickly, not super accurately, but quickly set up with the dimensions you need, so you compare it in its position of your workpiece or your cutter, and see where it's at, and to verify that you've positioned your cutting tools in the correct place. The other reason why I like these is that I have dropped hard my calipers, and it was off the back of a friend's truck. He was kind of fabricating and making a custom bar for his truck. I had my calipers on there, I was measuring something, and I dropped them from the top of the truck. And I didn't just drop them, I dropped them, and while flailing around trying to catch my caliper, I swatted them. So not only did they fall from a high truck to the ground, but they flew towards the ground with added inertia being swatted. Right now, they're back at Starrett, but they're getting repaired. And as I understand, the price varies, and you can add, and Starrett will do repairs on tools or replacements. And they do have calibrations and calibration data available, so hopefully that'll get done and returned here soon. It seems it was measuring okay, but because I knew I dropped it from such a height and I knew I swatted it, I feel like I needed to get it repaired and calibrated, because the dial was a little wonky and weird. It wasn't reading in the 12 o'clock position. It had actually shifted. So if you buy used calipers, think about that. If the dial is not up at the 12 o'clock position, good possibility they may have been dropped and dropped hard, and the teeth have been forced and skipped and could be peened or damaged. So you may want to keep that in mind when shopping for vintage tools. But if I had something like this, that would have prohibited that, because this is much cheaper than calipers, and this is much more robust than calipers. So it would have been nice to measure this on a part far, far away from my garage and workbench and mill and lane, out on the driveway, measure it, and brought that measurement back into the house and transfer it by either using a scale or a ruler or a set of calipers. So, lesson learned, because I could have easily bought these for what it's probably going to cost me to repair my calipers. And I know I could replace them, but I've had those calipers since 2000, and they're one of the very first tools I ever bought. Next thing we have is a little package. Not sure what's in here. More tape. Would help if I removed all the tape and packaging. But that's a good sign. It's always nice to see stuff overpackaged, because with the excess of deliveries, you know, things get tossed around, and it's a shame to find a nice vintage tool or a nice tool you need only to have it damaged, and even if it's a good seller and a good manufacturer, if you have to send it back for repairs or replacement, that's just more time that keeps you from working on your projects. So, looks like packing slip or invoice, packing material. So, that little tool, that big a box, but it's nice and stuff's well packaged. Starrett, I think I know what this is. Yeah. 827B. So that is a edge finder. Here we are. Brand new. Nice amount of grease. I don't see any corrosion or anything. No staining, no apparent wear, so they are new as advertised. And I put the first fingerprints on them, nice and greasy. So here's that, 827B. So the way this works, this is more for a mill. And you'll mount that into the chuck, like that, and this will spin around, and you'll be able to bump this off of the workpiece and see when the position of chuck is right up against the edge of the workpiece. And then you take the dimensions of this edge finder and subtract that, and you set up your zero. So it's great to have, and an important tool, and probably amongst what one would say is of the must-haves when running a mill. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and hopefully you enjoyed them as well, as much as I enjoy making them and sharing and speaking to you guys. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit that, maybe it's going to be over here, bell notification, so you're informed of whenever new videos are posted. Thank you again for watching. Please be safe and keep making chips.